The train station gaped, a cavernous maw in the gathering darkness. Clara shivered, pulling her coat tighter. She hurried alongside her sleek silver car, the train's loading ramp looming ahead. A lone attendant, face shrouded in shadow, gestured her aboard. Metal groaned against metal as the loading ramp rose, sealing her fate within the train's steel belly. Clara settled into the driver's seat, a wave of fatigue washing over her. She glanced at the dashboard clock, almost midnight. It had been a grueling day, and the long drive home, even on the auto train, seemed daunting. She closed her eyes, willing the rhythmic clatter of the train to lull her to sleep. The train lurched forward, a steel serpent, rousing from slumber. Clara's eyes flickered open. The train car, her only sanctuary, swayed rhythmically, the tracks singing a mournful song. Outside, the world was a blur of darkness, punctuated by fleeting glimpses of lonely towns and desolate landscapes. The air hung heavy, thick with the scent of oil and something else, something vaguely metallic and unsettling. Clara tried to shake off the feeling of unease creeping up her spine. She switched on the car radio, hoping to break the oppressive silence. Static. She tried another station. Static again. The silence returned, heavier now, pregnant with unseen menace. Clara drummed her fingers on the steering wheel, her gaze darting nervously around the confines of the car. The train rattled onward, an unyielding metal prison hurtling through the night. The gentle rocking of the train, once soothing, now seemed sinister. Her thoughts raced, each bump and groan of the train amplified in the suffocating silence. A cold sweat prickled her skin. She was alone, utterly alone, trapped in a metal box hurtling through the heart of darkness. A sound, barely audible at first, filtered through the rhythmic clatter of the train, a whisper, soft and indistinct, seeming to slither from the shadows. Clara held her breath, straining to identify the source. The whisper came again, closer now, like a breath against her ear. It slithered around her, a serpent of sound, coiling around her sanity. Clara's pulse quickened. She glanced nervously at the car door, her mind conjuring up horrors lurking just beyond her sight. Section 5. A glimmer in the tunnel. The train roared into a tunnel, plunging Clara into absolute darkness. Panic welled in her chest, constricting her throat. The whispers intensified, swirling around her, mocking her fear. Then in the distance, a pinprick of light. Hope flickered. As the train surged forward, the light grew, gradually illuminating the tunnel walls. Clara held her breath, her gaze fixed on the approaching light, praying for escape from the suffocating darkness and the whispers that haunted it. The train burst from the tunnel, flooding the car with blinding light. Clara gasped, raising her arm to shield her eyes. And then she saw it. A figure, tall and gaunt, stood in the middle of the car. Its features were lost in shadow, but its eyes, burning with an eerie, malevolent light, bored into her soul. Terror, raw and primal, seized Clara. She recoiled, pressing herself against the driver's seat, her scream trapped in her throat. Adrenaline surged through Clara. She fumbled with the car door, her fingers numb with fear. The figure lunged, its hand outstretched, its touch promising unimaginable horrors. Clara threw the car door open and scrambled out, stumbling onto the metal floor of the train car. The train rattled onward, its rhythmic clatter mocking her terror. Clara scrambled to her feet and ran, her bare feet slapping against the cold steel, her lungs burning, the figure's chilling laughter echoing in her ears. She had to escape, had to reach the front of the train, find the conductor, anyone. The first rays of dawn pierced through the train car windows as Clara stumbled into the conductor's cabin. She was hysterical, babbling about the figure, the whispers, the terror. The conductor, a burly man with a handlebar mustache, listened patiently, his expression a mixture of concern and skepticism. He calmed her down, offered her a cup of coffee, and then, with a reassuring smile, led her back to her car. But the car was empty. No figure, no shadows, no sign that anyone else had been there. Just the rising sun, painting the car in a warm, comforting glow. Clara stepped out of the car, onto the platform of her destination station. The fresh morning air, the sounds of the bustling station, the normalcy of it all did little to erase the terror of the night. Had it all been a nightmare, a figment of her exhausted mind playing tricks in the dead of night? She glanced back at the train, now just a diminishing speck in the distance, and shuddered. The terror might have been a dream, but the fear, the chilling certainty that she was not alone in that steel coffin that lingered.